Daniel here again. Welcome to the first videos of our 5-step video series. In these videos, I will put a particular focus on to me, is one of the most important steps in any SEO campaign strategy. And that is to look for topic and subtopics that you can build a topic cluster which could achieve topical authority in Google standard. You see, when you do SEO, the first question you have to ask is, what is it that makes you better than your competitor in Google's eyes? Not your users' eyes, in Google's eyes, because that's the platform that will judge whether or not you are better than your competitor. Because if you are better, Google will pick you over the other and you will be ranking on top. It's a race, really. And so in order to answer that question, you have to know what are the guidelines in which Google set out as a standard for a good website, an outstanding website. And in 2018, Google has released guidelines, and in which is the first time Google introduced this concept called EAT, and that is stand for expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. So for every website, Google bots will go in your website and check for all of the data, all the way the content present, all the internal linkings, and everything that is in your website. And Google will try to answer that exact questions. Is this website an expert in the field that they try to target? Does this website have authority over it? And does this website is this website trustworthiness? And if all of that questions answer with a yes, then there's a high chance that your content, whatever you post, you have a higher chance to rank above your competitor, right? And in order to achieve that expertise status, it's very important for you to first know what does it mean to be an expert. And you see, to be an expert, it doesn't mean that you know everything about the topic that you talk about. Let's say the topic is nutrition plan, right? And being an expert of nutrition plan doesn't mean that you know just purely all the knowledge about the nutrition plan. What is a good nutrition plan? What is a bad nutrition plan? What's the nutrition plan should include it? But you have to be able to understand all of the subtopic or relating knowledge surrounding nutrition plan, right? For example, do you know what nutrition plan is good for an athlete? Do you know what nutrition plan is good for your heart? Do you know what nutrition plan is good for people who has diabetes? So those are all of the topic that when you talk about nutrition plan, Google will want to have you cover the basis of these topics in order for them to know that, to judge that, okay, does this guy really truly know about nutrition plan? And if he knows about nutrition plan, he should also write about all of these subtopics that they have. And that's where they introduce the concept of topic cluster. And I'm sure you've heard of it before. And you probably have practiced it somehow during the past when you try to do your SEO campaign. But we've gone through the same phase, right? And the way we build topic cluster in the past is simply probably similar to you, because there's no clear guideline really of what are the topic and subtopic that truly turned you into the expert of the field that you have. So there's a few things that in the past you probably have to know. The first thing is you have to look through content of all the competitors. For example, you search nutrition plan, you have the top 20, top 50, top 100, and you kind of have to go through all of them and look for those content, and you look for all the other topic that they also mention in their content, and you put down like, okay, these competitors, they get ranked and they include this topic, and that topic must be something that Google also look for because they rank. Second thing is you manually go through all this Google also asks section and also related searches section. You want to see the demand, the intent, the search intent from your users, and turn that into a topic that relate to nutrition plan, right? And thirdly, you go through a bunch of different forums and other social platforms like Reddit and Instagrams and Quora, and you look for the same kind of questions, and you look for all the other need, and you try to look for that ideas to add on to this topic list of the things you have to write. But at the end of the day, all this work, we realize they are just work based on assumption. It means that You assume this is what Google want. You assume this is the standard of Google when it comes to expertise level, but you are not sure. You're not 100% sure, right? And this type of work usually take a lot of manual research process. We've been through it and we understand. And this is actually one of the things that stop a lot of people to start doing SEO, because it's just simply painful and tedious to do. You have to go in through the research, you have to click on each of the link and you try to read the content, you write down the kind of other different topics, and then you look for other places, and then you kind of map them all out, and this whole process is just kind of painful to do. And for us, it's also another thing is we either have to outsource this process to some other team outside, which in turn will give us incur more cost, or we have to train our staff to do this. And junior staff, usually they don't really have a strong sense of SEO yet, and it's very difficult to keep track of the quality of the work that they gave us in return. And also, once the list is established, like I said earlier, there's no way to validate whether or not this list of topic and subtopics are actually going to work. So all those three things just keep returning and become a huge pain point. And we think that we have to find a better ways. And that is where we decide to develop our first tool in the whole set, the tool set, and it's called Topic Discovery. And the mechanism behind it is quite simple. The mechanism behind it is that when you put in a seed keyword term, for example, a nutrition plan, what we'll do is that we develop an algorithm, a bot basically, and we'll go through the top 100 URL that rank for that particular keyword, and we will read all their content, and we extract out all of the headlines and subheadlines and the topic and subtopics that your competitors were able to rank. So because they already ranked, so those topic and subtopics are basically what Google approve in their sort of like knowledge graph, that saying that, okay, if you talk about nutrition plan, you should talk about these subtopics as well. And if you cover all these subtopics, because these are all the subtopics that your competitor is talking about, it's a high chance that in Google's eyes, you are the expert of that content. Second thing is, we include in our tool a group we call Google Suggest Insight. And Google Suggest Insight essentially is we'll look for all of the autocomplete terms in Google's, and also the people also ask in terms of questions, prepositions, so it show you intent of the user who search, kind of present to you so that you see that, okay, under each of the subtopic, these are the things people also ask for, and you can also turn that into another potential subtopic as well. And thirdly, we also include related searches under each of the topic and subtopic. So you have a vast amount of data and information under your fingertip in just one click, so that you are able to really quickly make a well-informed decision. And this mechanism helps you to do what? The first thing is it helps you to validate the data that you have. For example, all the subtopic we show you essentially come from your competitors. It comes from the website that already rank. It means that it's approved by Google. So you don't have to think twice, and you gain that confidence in selecting this subtopic without thinking that, wondering whether or not the subtopic work or not. Second thing is it saves 99% of time of doing this manually. You have to go through the content, you have to train your staff, you have to just waste so much time, money, and effort in doing that. Now it's just one click away. And thirdly, all of the data presented to you are actually come directly from Google database. We didn't take these data from anywhere else but Google, so that when you do your work, you know with confidence that the data you are trying to work around with are directly coming from the source, right? So that is the introduction to topic cluster and why topic discovery was the perfect tool for you to build topic cluster and how you can use that. And so now let's go into how you can use topic cluster to utilize that. Hi, so to start with, here's the first page of our topic discovery. So to start, simply just put in your seed keyword into the keyword box over here, and in this case I'll be using a keyword called nutrition plan. Secondly, you will choose the location in which you are trying to target and the language you try to target. And over here, we kind of replace as United States and English. You can, if you are not, if you are to choose a different location or language, click on Save language and location as default. And the next time when you go in the tool, you'll be able to kind of access whatever the data at that location and language. So let's start with this keyword nutrition plan. Click Start. And right away, you'll see the screen appear over here. And the way we organize right now, you see a result is 36 topics discovered. And the way we organize right now is by relevancy. And usually I would stay at relevancy at medium, because when you choose here, there's 3 options. When you go on widely, it just kind of show you a lot of other subtopic, but a lot of time they are not really that relevant to your main topic. And sometimes it's not very good with your planning work. It works really well if you are trying to solve some of the writer blocks issue, but not really in the planning phases. And secondly, there's an order by is relevancy or search volume. So it means that you can order the layout by search volume. If you click on search volume, it will actually put on all the subtopics that have the higher search volume in the front. All right, but for now, we'll leave it here. I will come back to that in a bit later. Okay, so as you can see the way it laid out, and you see that nutrition plan is your seed keyword, and that is your main topic. And your main topic is where you will use as the pillar page, right? So the pillar page essentially is to kind of tell Google that, hey, I am targeting this topic, and this is going to be the main sort of topic, main niche that I'm attacking. Okay, so the pillar page generally is going to be a very long article. You have to write a very long piece of content that kind of cover almost everything, but in a very generic term. So you write in a very general tone of voice, very general sort of knowledge and understanding, and you want to kind of cover all the subtopic that you will have in your topic cluster, right? And in this one, it has to be about maybe 3,000 to 4,000 words, and in there you kind of briefly introduce all the subtopic that you have and saying how you want to kind of target nutrition plan. And so this is going to be the kind of pillar page and the kind of content that you will focus on your main topic. When you start writing for your main topic, don't expect that you will be able to rank for this right away, because typically the main topic you target, which is your niche, are usually a shorter keyword, and they are probably more competitive, right? But you have to write about it, because one of the things Google want to look for when they go into your content, when you go to a website, is they don't just simply look for the content specifically for the things you write, but also for the whole mapping of all the topic that you'll cover. And this is a very necessary part when you show Google that, hey, I am the expert in nutrition plan. Why? Because I write about all this, and I also write about nutrition plan. You may not be able to rank for this, but because you write this piece, you'll be able to rank for a lot of the other subtopic. Okay, so that's the main topic, and you will want to target this in a pillar page form, 3,000 to 4,000 words, and covering all your subtopic, and link them to subtopic using internal linking to whatever other page that you will write about your subtopic. Okay, and over here, as you can see, a bunch of different subtopic. Right now we have about 36 topics to discover. Like I said, the way we did it is that we really scanned through the entire 100 URLs that ranking for this main topic, and we look for all this subtopic that they will mention inside. And if you click on any of this, you'll be able to see 3 things. Right, first thing is all the headlines to consider, and these are headlines that your competitor used to write for their topic, right? And these are all the headlines that was ranking by relevancy to the main kind of topic that you have over here. You can add them to list and whatnot. So with that, all the details how to do, please watch our tutorials videos where we kind of just focus on building, showing you what is doing for what, right? So add to list and whatnot. The second part here you see is Google Suggest Inside. This is where we actually look for Google people also ask, and also a bunch of other questions that people may have asked when it comes to nutrition plan, and we kind of present it in here, and we kind of categorize them down into question, preposition, and comparison, like nutrition plan versus meal plan, nutrition plan, and workout. So those are comparing term. And in the bottom, you'll be able to see all the related Google searches when people search for their main topic. All right, so that's the way it was laid out. And you can see here, these are all the subtopic, and if you click on any of them, they are laid out the same way. right? So the way I usually typically use, and particularly for people who are new, like the beginner, like you guys, click on order and use a search volume. And when you do this, it means that you will order all the subtopic from using to look at the point of view of the users, right? And the search volume meaning that how many people will search for this subtopic. And so for nutrition plan, you have diabetic meal plan is something that people search for and is very, very high volume. 18,100 is a very high number for this particular subtopic. So it means that this is in a high demand. Also, same with the main topic. You may not be able to rank for this subtopic very easily, but Google will consider you very highly if you do mention this subtopic in your whole topic cluster, right? And same with Atkins diet plan, macro meal plans, food map diet plan. So you will want to include this kind of subtopic into your topic cluster, but not for the ranking factor, but for the sustainable growth factor, meaning that you show Google that you know about all this subtopic, right? And you are also the expert in this subtopic. So you write about those to kind of cover the basis, making sure you satisfy the platform. Then you start choosing all the subtopic that sort of may be able to fit into your own new resources and ability. And let's say cardiac diet plan. So cardiac diet plan or inflammatory diet plan, they are kind of similar. Essentially is all the diet plan that for the heart. I really like it. We can probably definitely target this subtopic. Workout meal plan, and then you have enormous meal plan. You have shredded diet plan, meal plan apps. So these are all really good subtopic that you can probably kind of look into, and you can diet plan printable is something that you may be able to kind of work it out as well. So after you kind of go through all of this, you start writing down into a list, and something will look like this, right? It will look something like this, and your main topic is here. This is your pillar page, right? And in your pillar page, you will write about a long piece of content, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 words, and in there you introduce all of the other subtopic that you have, and under each of the subtopic you will do internal linking from that article into the subtopic, and within the subtopic you will write a more in-depth, and I will guide you in the next step how you look for all the keyword under each of the subtopic and how you can compile those keyword into different article list. So from the article list, that's where you start writing, right? And when you write using the article list under the subtopic, everything go into this really perfectly built out and structured flow, right? And the article is represent the subtopic represent the topic. So everything go in this order, going from the bottom to the top. So when a bot of Google go in, your content not only very much on point, it fit all the expertise, the requirement that they have, but also they're very well organized. So it's like Googlebot go in there and you open the door and it's a very clean and well organized structure house. That is what Google wants to see. Google, when the moment they see that, they know you are the expert. You are the expert not only in Google eyes, but also in your users, customers' eyes, because you fulfill both end of the puzzle. Okay, so over here, each of these is one of the subtopic, and you build a pyramid and the topic cluster. Of course, this here I only show you 3 different subtopic, but you can build more, right? And under nutrition plan, you have lean muscle, and under lean muscle, you can at the end you can internal linking it to inflammatory diet plan. For example, one of the in order to make sure you check out the inflammatory diet plan that we have studied over here as well. So you click on the internal linking, go into this. So the more linking you build within all the system, it's almost become like this really well sort of designed house that kind of connect each room together. Okay, so that's how you kind of build a topic cluster using topic discovery. And the reason why we develop this, and it's almost like a no-brainer. All you need to do is just to click on and then start to scan through how you which topic you choose and which topic you don't want to choose, right? And so the first step is, let me repeat real quick. First step is go in here, pick on your keyword, ask the seed keyword. You will see all the options here. Choose relevancy to medium, choose order by search volume, and you kind of have this point of view, and you start looking for all of the subtopic that are important but not necessarily the targeting topic. They are like the topic that is more competitive but very important for your structure. So you kind of have this topic in, you write it, you save it down into a piece of paper, and then you start targeting all the subtopic that actually the topic that you want to target, right? And you kind of, if you see like cardiac diet plan or inflammatory diet plan, you can just kind of combine them two together, become like one, and become the subtopic that you're targeting, because the meaning are similar, right? And Google is smart enough to understand that. So you just kind of pick one, and then you kind of move on. Shredded diet plan, meal plan apps, they are kind of similar. So you kind of just looking through and choose all the subtopic and you list them out and you have this mapping. So by now, I hope that you have already understood what is topical authority, why it is so important and why it should be the first step of any SEO campaign. And more importantly, how you could do that using WriterZen as the tool. In the next step, in the next videos, I'll be sharing with you how you start your keyword research process using our Keyword Explorer toolset. And what you will be able to achieve is you will be able to filter, categorize, and look for long tail keyword that convert under each of the topic and the subtopic that you have already formed. And that will be the step 2 in our 5 steps recommended workflow series. I'll see you in the next videos.